Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your boy Mike. So, it's week 7 of 12 already this semester. We're just past the halfway point. It's pretty awesome to think, that we're this far into the semester, pretty much this much closer to being done. It's a good feeling, to be honest. So, to kind of catch you guys up, on Friday, I heard back from my last committee member. It was like 9:30 or so. We got on the phone. We just made sure that everything was taken care of. Got on the phone 9:30. Finished up the assignment that he needed to do. Took probably like 15 minutes, if that. He emailed my teacher. Heard back from her like 2 hours after that. Okay, cool. Heard back from her, and then it's like as soon as I heard back from her, I went ahead. I was like, okay, what do I have to turn in? What do I have to turn in? I need to turn in this. Okay, just turn in this. Just turn in my paper. Like 3 hours after that, I heard back. She said, "Great job on the headings. You can go ahead and start on part 3 of your paper." I'm like, finally, finally. And the reason why I'm so relieved is because you have to, parts of the paper are time sensitive. So we have to have like pretty much like one part due each month. So we had to have like one part due in January, one part due in February, one part due in March. Pretty much, no timetable wise. However, you also have to be accepted into the program, or not to the program. We have to be accepted into the class. So if your things aren't turned in on time, or you're missing something, then you may not be able to be accepted into that class for the semester that you want to, because I think there's like 15 spots or something like that. So it's kind of limited amount of spots. No, limited amount of positions for the class. I think it's pretty much one teacher, and there's a lot of writing. So, but no, someone can only read so much from all the things that we have to do. Make sure that the headings are right, the references are right, the formatting is right. There's a lot of things that we have to do, for this paper for one person. For one student, let alone for a teacher to read. Let's say it was 15 people's work, and granted we have to, we have different sections to do each time, but think about how much that has to be done. Because again, for this part, for my part 2, I had to make sure that I had the headings were enough for 10 pages of work. So imagine 10 pages of work times 15 students. I mean, just for this one section, 10 pages of work, 15 students, and you're teaching another class too. That's a lot of work. And like, granted, I'm not a teacher or anything like that, but just like hearing what people go through as teachers and like adjuncts and stuff like that, I'm like, that's a lot, man. So I can understand why there's limited amount of spaces, because you want to make sure that that people aren't know that they can handle the workload. That they can handle getting everything done on an adequate amount of time, making sure that they're giving each paper the same amount of attention, if you will. Because if you're just getting tired, you just kind of just if you're reading the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, or doing something very very repetitive, how you just kind of like daze over certain things. You want to make sure that you're giving people enough time, enough quality attention, that their work is adequate. And plus, because some people are trying to get published and things like that. Some people are using this for like to create syllabi if they're like in the teaching track. Some people are trying to like get their stuff like published. So there's a lot of things that goes on with this. And I'm in the DHSC program, not the PhD program. Again, slightly different. So imagine if you're doing the PhD track. That's a lot more. That's a lot more. You have to know the research participants and all that stuff. And the thing that I like about the DHSC track is that I'm not creating my own research. I'm more like compiling and analyzing the research that's already out there, compared to a PhD track. They're actually doing the research. They're actually doing the studies. They're actually getting the participants any IRB approval and all these different things. So for people who are doing the PhD track, I salute you. I'm glad it ain't me, because I get to finish a little bit sooner than people doing the PhD track. So I'm glad it ain't me, but much respect. And people are like, oh well, it's like the thing is that you can do the same things. A DHSC can do the same things as a PhD. A PhD can do the same thing as a DHSC. It kind of depends on which letters you want behind your name. And certain tracks, you will see more people with a particular letter terminology behind their names. Now, for sometimes with teaching, you see a lot more PhDs, whereas more no, I forgot what the actual track is, but more like direct to work track, you do tend to see a lot more people with like DHSC, generally speaking. But you'll see DHSCs in academia, you'll see PhD in in the field. So you can pretty much do both with both. Just depends on which letters you want behind your name and what your personal goals are. My goals weren't to teach. My goals were to practice pretty much, to yeah, pretty much put myself into practice and help this to to move up in my career and things like that. As a expert in the field, if you will. Um, so that's one reason why I chose the DHSC. And plus, I didn't know after I found out there was a PhD, I was like, should I have gone that way? Should I have gone that way? But there's a lot more different requirements for a PhD compared to the DHSC. So I'm like, I'm good. It's like I'm still gonna be big DR Hill in this, so I'm good with it. I'm good with it. So heard back from my third committee member, turned my paper in, got approval from my teacher to go ahead and start my third part of the paper, which is due I think like the second week of March. I have to double check. So for this part, we have to we have to write 5 pages worth of works. So for the headings that we have, we need 5 pages worth of works for those headings, and we also need to have at least 3 sources per section. So again, we have 15 headings. You need 5 pages worth of work. In each heading, you need at least 3 sources. Now you can use the same sources for different things. So if you have, hey, I have one source for 3 different paragraphs, that's perfectly fine. You just have to make sure that you're putting in table context properly, your references properly, things like that. But it's a good feeling to know that I can continue to go on. And I don't want to say I only have to do this because it's still a lot of work to do. The thing that makes it a little bit easier is that it's more of a continuation of the project I did last semester. So it's that plus a little bit more. So it's like, okay, I already have the bulk of the work done, which makes it a little bit easier. Just have to add in where I'm missing parts pretty much. And there's also, I have to do I had a general introduction, and she also wants me to do an overview of for the different headings. So I'm almost have to do like a second introduction, if you will. I'm like, you know what? That's actually pretty cool because it just gives you just like it's almost like a refresher. Like, okay, this is what these sections are going over, which makes sense because there's a lot to go into my topic. My topic, I think I told you guys, is it's talking about the obesity rate in children and adolescents, and there's a lot that goes into it. The different contextual features, the different behavioral features, finances, food deserts, cultural understanding, all sorts of different things that go into it. Nature versus nurture. There's a lot of things that go into how a child reacts to different things, how they grow, how they understand different things, particularly in regards to weight, because typically we're in our community, and just in culture now, it's like, hey, we gotta have the right curves in the right places, da 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 da, which leads to a lot of body image issues and understanding how the body reacts to different things, what quality food is, how to eat properly. A lot of people don't know how to eat properly, and then diet culture is so messed up. To be honest, diet culture is trash. But there's so much misunderstandings with diet culture that warps kids' minds, and unfortunately, fortunately but unfortunately, sorry, my nose is a little itchy. Fortunately but unfortunately, we have social media now. Now again, no, we had social media when I was younger, but not as prevalent as it is now. Particularly, like when Instagram came, I was like, okay, Instagram is popping, but like Instagram and TikTok, bro, because back when I was growing up, we had MySpace. For y'all remember MySpace? We have MySpace. We have MySpace, and it was like Facebook was just coming out. I think when I get on Facebook, like 2008 or something like that, 2008, 2009, something around there. But Facebook then is different than it is now. Facebook now is different than it is then. So the the social media aspect, the social media peer pressure wasn't as severe back then as it is now. So it's like, you only saw the best physiques were the people that were in your gym, people that you hung around, your local areas. And again, you had like your magazines, you had your TV shows and things like that. But now there's such a bombardment of amazing physiques, and for better or for worse. But there's some dudes out there that are putting in some work, and the thing that stinks is that there's a misconception that you have to be the top of your game as young as you can possibly be. You know, like you have 17-year-olds talking about I want to jump on gear. Why? You're 17. Don't jump on gear. Your hormones are still popping. Don't do that. You have 16-year-old girls talking about I want like lip fillers. Why? You don't need that. Why do you need that stuff? It's like, nah, don't do that. Don't mess everybody. Like it ain't worth it. It ain't right. So unfortunately we have, the peer pressure of social media that is ruining things for a lot of people. Fortunately, there are a lot of people who do take the health and wellness and they put it back into health and wellness and actually talk about, the realistic or what a realistic body looks like, natural, why you should do certain things, why you shouldn't do certain things, how to actually, improve your nutrition, how to improve your physical fitness, how to put that health and wellness back into health and wellness, which is amazing. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are giving a negative connotation to health and wellness too. You have people who are promoting extremes. You have people who are promoting unhealthy nutrition plans, or they say half truths, and they're very convincing with their half truths. And it's usually a half truth comes with a sales pitch, which sucks. It's like you're almost there. You're almost there with the education and with the knowledge sharing. But then you just had to sell a program. You just had to sell a supplement, or you just had to sell something. It's like you're so close, but it was all just to sell something. Now, granted, people need money. I understand it. Your boy needs money. No, I ain't monetized or anything like that. But like, we all need money, and I don't get me wrong. I respect people's hustle, but don't hide an agenda behind something that's positive. It's almost like, when is it coming? When is it coming? When is it coming? As soon as they say this, they're part of the sales pitch. Like, there it is. It's like, why can't you just give positive, quality information without an ulterior motive? It's like, why? And again, like I said, I understand it. People need to sell their programs, but good quality information. And that's what I'm trying to do with this paper. I'm trying to teach, particularly kids, because mine is geared towards youth, towards adolescents, just to get them understanding things. And because there's something that was told a while ago, is that if you can't explain something to a fifth grader to have them understand it, then you don't know it. And the things that you teach kids, it kind of sticks with them, because kids are like sponges. Like, as soon as you tell them something, they just kind of go within. They ask so many questions. Some questions is like, what? But they ask a lot of good questions. So it's like, if I can grab the kid's attention and say, hey, this is this is how you should eat. You like, enjoy balance, but have more of this compared to this, or why you should eat like this compared to this, or why you should drink this compared to this, or why you shouldn't drink this, or just the why behind the information out there. As I said, there's a lot of good information out there. There's a lot of kids who don't know anything about nutrition. There's a lot of parents who don't know anything about nutrition, which is sad because that's how obviously kids can't buy their food. Typically speaking, no, what fifth grader has a budget? You know what I mean? So if I can just teach kids the basics about nutrition, and like, hey, have balance, but enjoy your food. Enjoy what vegetables and fruit taste like. And one of the things I'm trying to do with my project is that it is part of my PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to do is that it's probably like a school initiative that I want to talk. Part of it is like the planning phase is to get kids to actually plant fruits and vegetables, because while you're seeing something that you help create grow, and it's like I can eat that, I made this, it just builds that excitement and wonder in kids again. Kids are so inquisitive, and they just want to know so many different things, that if you can get them to have that enjoyment and that inquisitive nature, and they're like, I did this, I made this thing, and I'm a creative. I can plant my own food, and I know that it's good for me. And that's what I'm trying to start. I'm trying to start where a place where I can teach kids is like, hey, eat with color. Eat as many fruits and vegetables as you possibly can. Enjoy all the different colors of the rainbow. Whether it's. Then I also want to kind of like get into an idea of like having, because this is actually one of the proposals I had, is when kids are talking to their parents, it's like, hey, I want to have a color week. And they're like, what's a color week? Each week, you're going to choose a particular color, whether it's red, yellow, orange, purple, blue, green, whatever that color is. And every day of that week, or at least 3 times a week, you want to eat something with that color that was grown. So for instance, let's say the color is red. Okay, we want to have tomatoes, we want to have cherries, we want to have apples. Okay, cool. Okay, color is white. We're gonna have this white. Mushrooms are white. Cauliflower is white. What else can we have? Dragon fruit. Oh, because white dragon fruit. Obviously the actual meat of the dragon fruit is white. So, but that, and then doing that, it also builds a sense of curiosity. You have to look into different things, and if there isn't a color that is more prominent, in your particular area, because again, not everyone has the access to, a big variety of fruits and vegetables. Because again, I recognize that people live in food deserts and that people don't have the access to everything that they want or that they need. I understand that. So if there's not one color that is plentiful, combine it. So say, okay, we're gonna have white, we're gonna have yellow. Okay, what can we have that's white and yellow? We have mushrooms, that's white. We have squash, that's yellow. We can have onions with something, that's white. Okay, we have bananas with something else, that's yellow. So learning how, combining different fruits and vegetables, and just getting an understanding of the why, what they do. And the way I like to explain it is, I always give this example, is that, and I probably said it here, is that whenever you're watching a show, everything's all doom and gloom and grayscale, and it's just, things ain't right. But whenever the superhero comes, everything's vibrant, full of color, and full of life, and everyone's excited. And the same thing happens with your body. If you're going to add more color, more variety into your nutrition, oh man, my nose is bugging me, man. My nose is bugging, my bad, y'all. If we're going to add more color, more variety into your food, it just makes your body healthier. It just makes your body better. Because each fruit, each vegetable has different nutrients and different vitamins and micronutrients, macronutrients, different qualities, different quantities. Sometimes pairing different fruits makes the bioavailability of the different minerals a little bit better for people. Um, but you don't know that until you experiment. You don't know that until you try out different things. You don't understand that the taste is different with different fruits, different vegetables. Um, Store bought versus homegrown. The size, the texture, the color, the taste is different with certain fruits and vegetables. Store bought versus no grown. It's amazing about what about how different fruits and vegetables actually taste. No, store bought versus homegrown. So, but that's pretty much it. I'm excited that I got my third part. Know that I can go to the third part on my paper. This for my main class this semester. This week doesn't look like I have anything too crazy to do. I do have some homework. It doesn't look like it's gonna be too extreme, which is a good thing. So I can pay more attention to this third part of the paper. And again, I have to do my overview. I already have like some other parts finished up. Just have some other things to tie in, but it shouldn't be too bad. I have most of the meat done for I think like 5 or 6 pages in. I was like copying and pasting and adding it into the sections that they're supposed to be in. Just have to make sure that I have enough sources per paragraph. Then just add some sources where I don't have enough sources in. So that's pretty much it, man. We're getting close. We're getting very, very close to being done. But until next time, later.